of MVP versus nestea.
This is the stuff that Starcraft 2 nerds dream about.
That was a couple of dominating games by MVP.
nestea is doing so much damage.
"65 workers killed by nestea.
Wow. nestea is so good, Sean.
I shall embrace it at last.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are finally here at Blizzcon, the finals 2011. Taste is here with our coaches and our two players. It has been quite a journey. We're finally here at the end. We have MVP and nestea in the finals. We couldn't really ask for a better finals than this. Right now, what I want to ask MVP is, do you have anything you want to say to your rival, nestea?
아까 승자 결승에서 재덕이 형이 친한 형이고 나이도 있으시다 보니까 제가 동생 된 마음으로 패자조에 가서 이기고 올라왔어요. 그렇게 제가 대신 갔다 온 만큼 이번에는 꼭 제가 이기도록 하겠습니다.
Nestea's a good friend of mine. He's a good brother of mine, but he's kind of older than me. So I did all the hard work going to the lower bracket, and I saved him some time playing games. So this time I'm just going to crush him.
Well, that is pretty strong words for the superhero of Zerg. I'm going to go ahead and ask nestea, do you have anything to say to that?
일단 종현이가 그 저그를 해봤으면 알 거예요. 근데 안 해봐서 테란 사기 종족으로 경기를 하고 있어서 잘 모르는데, 저그로 만약에 종현이가 경기를 했으면은 뭐 결승 우승은커녕 그냥 결승 문턱도 못 왔을 것이고, 제가 테란을 했으면 10번 정도는 우승했을 것 같아요. 결승에서 그냥 무난하게 가볍게 이기고 우승하겠습니다.
MVP doesn't know what it takes to play Terran. If I was playing Zerg, I would have been able to come to the finals. He doesn't know what it takes, so I'll teach him a lesson in the finals right now.
Wow. Well, you heard it here. I don't think there's much else for us to do over here. I think I want to see these two guys play just as much as everybody else. So for our toasters and myself, we're going to hand it off to JP and Day 9, where they will be casting the grand finals of the BlizzCon 2011. Have some fun, guys.
Thank you, Tastosis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of BlizzCon 2011. We couldn't have asked for a better final match, JP.
No, we could not. This is actually, I talked about a little bit how that's the stuff nerds dream of, but this is a grand final, Sean.
And there's the crowd.
There's
excitement
the crowd.
is incredible.
Look how big this crowd is, Sean.
Yes.
So many people out here want to see these two players play.
Now, of course, there's an important rule that the crowd has to follow. You can't clap like this. Hold your hands over your head to cheer for these two players as they step into their booth. nestea, the greatest Zerg in the world. MVP, the greatest Terran in the world. We couldn't ask for more fireworks than this.
This is going to be some super, super exciting stuff, Sean. Now, these two players did meet already in the upper bracket finals where nestea defeated MVP 2-0. So MVP has a lot to play for here.
They did quietly give a hug off camera. They're trying to keep that hype up. No, feel free to come along in there, ladies and gentlemen. nestea getting into his booth. Action is about to heat up.
So, Sean, let's talk a little bit about MVP first.
Absolutely.
We saw him play in the GSL Codes Grand Finals last night. He lost to MMA in that 1-4 series, but he also lost to nestea earlier, so he's playing for a lot here, and his mental state has got to be pretty negative. The thing that he has to do is think positive here and just play his game, because we all know how well he can actually play.
Yeah, and you know, I think that honestly, that match against Sen was a great confidence booster for him. The fact that he was crushed in 2 quick games by nestea, and then showed 2 dominating games against Sen, that's the perfect opportunity MVP needs to regain that confidence in his own play.
Yeah, and on the other hand, we have nestea, of course, the Zerg god. Anyone else out there a fan of nestea? You know, I really think that it might be time for nestea to take a championship here at BlizzCon, Sean.
Absolutely. I mean, nestea, he's been struggling a lot in GSL, winning it 3 times.
I know. But both these players, 3-3. This is actually the one thing that'll set one player apart from the other, Sean.
Absolutely true, JP. And nestea has been showing a wide variety of styles. You heard in his interview after their first match, he prepared a huge array of strategies. We can be seeing anything in this final match. It looks like both players are ready to begin. The match will be on Antigua Shipyard. Is everyone ready for the grand final of BlizzCon 2011?
All right, Sean, go ahead and click start game and let's get into it.
And there it is. The countdown has begun. 5 seconds until game begins on Antigua Shipyard. I cannot wait. The perfect first map to begin this series. Big distances between the bases and a lot of expansions to gobble up.
We're going to see where those players are going to be spawning here in just a couple seconds, which will make a huge, huge difference here. Sean, Antigua Shipyard, what do you just think about this map in general?
I mean, I gotta say, I think that with nestea's defensive abilities, it's definitely gonna be a comfortable map for him. It's all gonna be up to MVP's ability to defend those counterattacks and be able to perform under all the pressure that nestea's gonna throw at him.
Here we go, guys. Sean, go ahead and give a player shout out.
I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get started. And to begin with, we're gonna do our player introductions. Now, I want the whole hall to be as quiet as possible, eerily silent, despite having 10,000 people watching live right now. If you're a fan of the 3-time GSL champion, the greatest Zerg in the world, then give a cheer for IM's nestea!
And if you would like the Terran, the best Terran in the world, Sean, IM MVP to come back from the loser final and actually take out nestea here, give a cheer.
Looks like right off the bat, MVP going to be planting down that supply depot at the front of his base. nestea will be sending this first Overlord out, and immediately I'm a little nervous about this Overlord positioning because he really can't put it anywhere useful after he finds out his opponent is not at the right position.
We see we are going to have cross-map spawns here, Sean. This is ultra exciting to see because we're not going to see any 2-base all-in from nestea like we saw on that Shattered Temple game when these two met prior in this tournament.
Yeah, nestea does have a great long-term play, but if nestea's convinced he's going to have a hard time in those early and mid-game stages, he is more than happy to go all in. And you know, given MVP's reliance on those solid long-term plays, I would imagine he's going for the double Hellion play, JP.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, that's kind of becoming standard right now in this matchup. You see the 15 hatch going down for nestea, and we saw in game 1 when these two met, also prior in this tournament, that nestea defended with only Zerglings and then went and killed his opponent with that Infestor Ling combination. What do you think about that style of play?
I definitely think that the Infestor Ling composition is going to be absolutely perfect for Antigua Shipyard. Very long distances. If you have that creep spread, suddenly the speed Zerglings on creep can get in every single place on the map in about under 15 to 20 seconds. So what that means is that counterattacks are going to be a lot stronger from nestea. He can defend against drops reasonably well, and MVP is going to have a hard time pushing.
Now, what does MVP really got to do here, Sean? You've been in these situations before in tournaments. You're down, you're coming from the loser's bracket, you're playing against the best Zerg in the world. What does he have to do for himself?
Well, the big thing that you definitely do not want to do if you're in an MVP situation is try to do something too over-aggressive in Game 1. If you are down already 1 best-of-3 in the finals, and you're starting the first best-of-3 down 0-1, it's very easy to go completely down and out. You want to play a nice, long, normal macro game for your first game just so you get a lot of comfort. MVP, though, is no stranger to pressure or stress, so I imagine he'll be playing in top form.
We see MVP sending out 2 Marines. He does find the Overlord. Uh-oh.
That's a great play by MVP. He's going to supply block nestea right off the bat. nestea has not yet even begun to make another backup Overlord. Looks like it's getting down 35 health, 23-11.
And it falls.
See you later, Overlord. MVP with a nice early advantage.
Now we see him at 28 of 20 supply. The other Overlord just now starting. He's not going to be able to drone up anymore. He probably will have to tech. We might see maybe another expansion as well. We see the factory switching with the racks there, so we should see some Hellions coming out, and there they are, Sean.
Double Hellion incoming and a Mule. Oh my god, that is brilliant.
Wow.
A Mule.
Explain that, Sean. Why would a Mule be out in the center of the base?
A Mule brings back triple the income of your average SCV. And what happens is if it's bringing back that huge surge of minerals and it dies on its way back from that final return, then you've wasted about 30 minerals because it never quite got back to the command center. So if you are smart and if you are sharp, right when that Mule gets down to about 5-second life remaining, you just pull it off, let it die, and get yourself extra 30 minerals for the course of the gameplay.
That is some definitive top-level play here coming out of MVP. He does have map control with these two Hellions. He will move over into the base of nestea here at the natural, but there's a spine crawler to defend against it. He's going to have some hard time as one of the Hellions does take a little bit of damage.
Oh, a little bit of nerve issues. MVP didn't play with Legos enough as a child and missed that factory land. Didn't connect it to that tech lab, but now he's getting the blue flame upgrade.
Interesting.
Going to be transitioning straight into a solid map control play. I mean, he saw nestea go mass Zerglings against him in game one. Why not prepare that sort of counterplay in this first match as well?
See a lot of Lings already out for nestea. Speed just now finishing. And here comes MVP trying to get into the Peon line. He gets a big attack there, but is he going to get surrounded, Sean?
Oh, MVP's pulling back. He's surrounded and he whiffs on the fire. And can he manage to get the Zerglings back? They're all very low on health. He's
two
trying
left.
to work
Oh,
his way
there's
through.
the surround, and it gets cleaned up, Sean. nestea just performing so well in defense, and there's the hatchery to seal off that wall.
Oh, I think you are absolutely dead on, JP. It looks like nestea will be going for that big Ling Infester play, and it is going to run headlong into the best response possible by MVP. But MVP is very low on that supply count. He's already 12 supply behind his opponent. So that could spell a lot of trouble, regardless of the fact that he has so many Blue Flame Hellions.
If we take a look at the units, nestea at 43 drones right now, MVP at 29 FCVs. How does nestea find the time to drone like that? He has so many Lings already out on the field. That is basically never missing a single larva inject.
Absolutely not. I mean, he just cannot mess up his fundamentals. nestea is just showing incredible form, and oh, there's the reveal of the Blue Flame Hellions. That will definitely make nestea feel a little bit more leery, but look at this, JP. Researching the +1 missile attack upgrade. That is a very, very surprising move.
And here come the Blue Flames. They're going to be easily
able
to pass that spine crawler. Now they're in the drone line. Uh-oh, he's lining them up.
He's lining them up, JP. Oh, no, not where you want to go with the drones, nestea. He's trying to find any angle that he can.
17 drones down, 20 drones down. It's still going 24.
Can he get one more shot? And it looks like, sneaking into the main. 24 drones down. That is a very large blue line.
Might even get a couple more, Sean. Nope, that Hellion does fall. We look at the supply count now. 39 drones, 38 for MVP. He's tied up with the drone count. You see a Spire started there for nestea.
And it looks like nestea spotted the fact that there are factories producing mass Hellions in the middle of the map. The expansion is up for MVP in that unit counting station. 42 drones from nestea to the 40 from MVP. An incredible display of that drone timing you were talking about, JP, after taking 24
a big drop.
Sneaking in, the drones try to block it, but MVP showing incredible control. He's slipping around the backside. It does manage to retreat in time. He is now up to 30 workers killed total.
And that is something that is not typical of nestea. If there's anyone that has the crisis management to not lose a single drone in this matchup, it is nestea, because he's done it before, Sean.
And we're seeing a little bit of uncharacteristic sloppiness from nestea, getting these two evolution chambers and not yet researching that +1 carapace out of his second Evo chamber. Now the Spire is almost done, and MVP's in a very dangerous position if he does not spot this Spire soon.
Now, we just saw MVP check for the third base of nestea. He didn't find anything, and in response, we see a third command center of his own. The Spire is about to finish. Looks like he'll be able to produce about 8 meterless, but here comes another drop in the main, Sean.
There he is dropping down. Starting to do some damage. Can he get that many more drones? And it looks like he's managing
he
to pick
gets
off
the
a few.
surround.
A great surround by nestea. Almost no damage dealt. And we do see those 2 armories in production for MVP, so we can get those essential double upgrades. But he desperately needs to begin adding on Thors.